Hey everybody, welcome back to Ask a Smiling Void. It's a new year, so new advice videos. I would just like to start off by stating right away that I am not in any way, shape, or form a therapist. Every advice video that I make is simple advice, just friendly advice. That's all that it needs to be because I am not a trained therapist. I don't want to claim that I am or anything like that. So all of the advice that I am putting out there is simply friendly. If by any chance you are going through something that I truly cannot give advice on other than just very simple, short, friendly advice, then I do very much highly recommend seeking professional help, because I do receive a lot of asks that involve things such as cutting, suicide, eating disorders, all sorts of things. And those I don't feel I am the right person to ask those things to, simply on the grounds of it's not at all anything I am trained for. So I can only give very simple, friendly advice, but I do enjoy giving advice, especially for just day-to-day life things. Alright, so let's get started. I am definitely going to answer some of the questions I received on the very last advice video. I know that's been quite a while, but I do feel that some of these are still relevant and you guys would still like answers. I am known for hiding my true feelings and having a straight or unreadable face. And when people ask me if I am okay or fine, I tell them that I'm fine and okay and not to worry about me. But this isn't true. I wouldn't say depressed, but I feel alone, and some of the most important people in my life are trying to cut or commit suicide. Again, with self-harm, and I am not a therapist, so I can't fully accurately answer this for you. I do very much recommend professional help for that. And I feel that it's my fault for not being able to help them. I feel that I'm not good enough for them in being able to help. I am scared that they might commit suicide, and I don't know what to do or how to feel anymore. Is there any advice or just anything that I could get some help on? Okay, so since I can't really answer about the cutting and committing suicide for your friends, I do highly recommend that you try to encourage them to seek professional help. As far as it being your fault, it is not. It is very sad that they do these things, but it is not your fault so long as you're not encouraging it and enticing it from bullying or just praising it and acting like it's okay. So it is not your fault. You're not the one having them do those things. So I don't believe in any way, shape, or form that this is your fault. It is very, very sad, but unfortunately people do this, and it's a private matter between them, and if they choose to share it, that's something that you truly can't be held accountable for. And if they do actually end their lives, that would be absolutely awful and horrible. But the way that I see it is, it's not going to be your fault if you've just been a friend to them and you've been just wanting to be supportive and kind to them and you don't wish these things of them. Then even if they choose to do that, then they were going to do it one way or another, and it's not at all your fault. Any advice on dealing with anxiety attacks? As far as anxiety attacks, it would depend on how bad you feel they are. If they're hurting you or ruining your life, like they're just becoming too consistent that you're not having an easy time going day to day or week to week, then I do recommend finding professional help, because they may be able to aid you with medication or just better techniques than what I can offer. Something that really does help, and that I have been told, is just like, if they're getting so bad to where you kind of are losing a lot of focus during the attack, try to go find an ice cube and hold it in your hand and try to focus only on the ice cube, and then you might be able to start getting yourself off and ease yourself down. You can also count while doing that, and try to count and breathe at the same time, breathing in very slowly and breathing out very slowly, and just trying to relax yourself and pinpoint focus on something. it really can help to make sure that you're not getting to a point where you're completely losing yourself and feel like you're losing your mind in the process, because you're not. But in an anxiety attack, all sorts of thoughts can run through your head. So definitely that is my advice. But if they are getting really bad where you feel like you are losing quality of life, then I do recommend seeking professional help and trying to figure out if you need to be on medication or not. How do you make new friends? Alright, this one is a tough one because there's all sorts of ways of making friends, and it depends on you as a person and things that you enjoy doing. What has worked for me is admitting to myself that I need some new friends, and then going about my day-to-day life just with the reminder that if I meet somebody new now and they interest me, we can try to maybe form a friendship. I personally enjoy going to cons, and I've made many friends at cons because we all have the same interests as far as cosplaying and shows that we like. So if I am seeking new friendship, then I tend to go to places such as cons and start hanging out with people and seeing which people I think would be great friends and who I can keep up with and stay in contact with even after the con, and that has helped me form many friendships along the way. But as far as you personally, it would just depend on if there's nobody at school, then is there an after school activity that you enjoy where other people might be brought in, things like that, where you can find people who have the same interests as you. And definitely don't try to rush a friendship. If you don't have any friends at all, I don't know you personally, but if you don't have any friends at all, then use the time while you don't have friends to start trying to make friends with yourself more. Gauge your interests, learn more about yourself, new foods that you might like, definitely trying new things, and figuring yourself out a little. But then along the way, if somebody shows up, maybe you can form a friendship then. But you also know that you're learning yourself, and that helps a whole lot too, because then you don't feel as lonely in the moments. That's what I have done in the past, is just kind of got to know myself more and befriended myself, and then went to cons and met friends. And it also helped me make friends because I realized what I feel I need out of friendships and what I am willing to tolerate and not tolerate. And it just really helped in forming new friendships along the way, was if I already had a friendship within myself. I have a question about comforting a friend. My best friend has just found out that she's officially obese. She's been feeling really bad about her weight already, and now it's at an all-time low. I tried telling her that the scale doesn't define her at all, but that never has worked. I truly care about her and I want to help. What should I do? When a friend has just been handed some difficult news, especially some personal news, yes, it is very polite to tell her the scale is just a number. The other thing is, though, if she found out through a doctor, then the doctor has already told her that it's not just the scale. So you are being very polite, but also she's realizing that, no, obviously this isn't just a number because this affects my health. And that can be very, very scary. The thing just is to be there, to listen, definitely sitting there as a confidant to listen. Encouragement, definitely. Maybe offering even, hey buddy, I want to start running. Would you like to come running with me? And kind of being there as I'm going to be your sidekick in this, and we can both grow from this and get better and healthier from this. Or even just, hey buddy, I've decided that I want to try this new way of eating. Not dieting necessarily, but just eating different than what you already are. Maybe cutting out fast food. And being like, I've decided that I don't want to eat fast food anymore. Would you like to take this challenge with me? And maybe we can find a way to cook together, like actually eating meals together and healthier meals, maybe packing lunches for each other that are very healthy, and just kind of engaging those changes within each other. And it can also help you, but it can definitely help your friend. And it will maybe make your friend feel less alone in this, because something so personal, such as having to lose weight, can be a very lonely feeling. Whether you're gaining it, whether you're needing to lose it, whatever the case, it's a very personal battle. And sometimes having a friend along the way can make it a little less stressful and make it feel like you're not so isolated and alone in it, and you're the only one having to do it, and people are just kind of, they're encouraging, but they don't understand what they're necessarily going through. So those encouragements kind of feel empty. Whereas if you as a friend kind of join them, then it's not such an empty, alone feeling.